Take a slow breath for a moment and allow yourself to be present. This message is not here to scare you, rush you, or pressure you. It is here to help you see clearly. Sometimes, life places us at a quiet turning point where awareness becomes more powerful than reaction, and listening becomes more important than speaking. There are moments when God allows certain truths to surface, not to expose you, but to protect your peace and guide your growth. You may have felt a subtle discomfort recently, a sense that something unspoken is moving around you. Not loud, not obvious, just a quiet inner nudge telling you to be mindful. That nudge is not fear. It is wisdom awakening. Someone in your life may soon speak about something connected to you, your story, your journey, or a part of your path that you once kept private. This does not mean harm is coming. It means clarity is approaching. When truth moves into the open, it often removes confusion, misunderstandings, and emotional weight you've been carrying alone. God does not allow things to be revealed unless they serve a higher purpose. Sometimes, what feels uncomfortable at first becomes the very thing that frees you. You are not being tested, you are being prepared. Prepared to respond with calm instead of emotion, with wisdom instead of impulse, and with faith instead of worry. If you've been overthinking lately, this message is your reminder to slow down. Not everything that is said needs your reaction. Not everything that is shared needs your defense. Your strength right now is in self-control and awareness. Silence, when guided by wisdom, can speak louder than words. You are protected more than you realize. God sees the full picture, even the parts you cannot. What others say does not define you. What others share does not diminish you. Your value is not fragile, and your journey does not depend on opinions. This moment is about inner alignment, not outer noise. Pay attention to how you carry yourself in the coming days. Choose peace in conversations. Choose patience in responses. Choose truth in how you live, not how you explain. When you remain grounded, clarity naturalia becomes your shield. This message reached you because you are capable of handling awareness without losing your balance. You are strong enough to stay calm, mature enough to stay silent when needed, and wise enough to trust divine timing. Nothing is being taken from you. Something is being revealed so that you can move forward lighter, clearer, and more confident than before. Stay present. Stay centered. And remember, God is guiding you, even through moments of uncertainty. If you are still here, it means something inside you chose to listen instead of scroll. That choice matters more than you realize. When God allows awareness to enter your life, it is never random. It is preparation. Not preparation for fear, but preparation for strength, balance, and maturity. You may have wondered why certain thoughts have been returning to you lately, especially during quiet moments. Questions you didn't ask out loud. Feelings you couldn't fully explain. A sense that something was shifting beneath the surface. This is not anxiety. This is intuition sharpening itself. God often prepares the heart before the situation ever appears. When someone speaks about you, it does not automatically mean betrayal or negativity. Sometimes, God allows words to travel so that hidden misunderstandings dissolve. Silence can feel heavy when you don't know what is being said, but clarity removes that weight. The truth has a way of finding balance, even when it arrives through unexpected voices. You are being reminded here that your identity is stable. It is not something others can damage by talking. What is rooted in truth does not collapse under opinion. If someone mentions your name, your past, or your journey, it does not reduce you. It reveals who you have become. And growth does not need permission. Right now, the most important thing for you is how you respond internally. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to correct every misunderstanding. Wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to remain still. God is guiding you toward emotional discipline, not emotional reaction. There is a reason you've been feeling more reflective lately. God has been slowing you down so that you don't act from impulse. When awareness increases, reaction decreases. This is not weakness. This is maturity. And maturity attracts protection you cannot see. You may notice that some people around you behave differently in the coming days. Some may seem curious. Some may seem distant. Some may suddenly want conversation. Do not read too deeply into this. Simply observe. Awareness without judgment keeps you grounded and unshaken. Remember this clearly: what is meant for you cannot be taken by words. Your path is not fragile. It is guided. And guidance does not panic. It moves calmly, deliberately, and with purpose. When God is involved, even conversations that feel uncomfortable eventually serve clarity. If you stay centered, nothing spoken can disturb your peace. If you stay humble, nothing revealed can harm your future. This season is not about defending yourself. It is about trusting who you've become. God knows your heart. God knows your intentions. And God knows why this message reached you now. Stay aware. Stay calm. Stay aligned, that if you are still listening, it means your heart is not here by accident. There is a quiet strength inside you that does not panic when things feel uncertain. God speaks to people like you not because you are weak, but because you are ready to understand without reacting. This part of the message is not about what others say. It is about what moves inside you when awareness rises. There are moments in life when information travels before emotion catches up. That gap can feel uncomfortable if you are not grounded. But you are being guided to stay centered, not alert, not defensive, just present. Presence allows you to see clearly without distortion. When you see clearly, nothing shakes you from your path. God wants you to understand that words spoken about you do not define your direction. Your direction is shaped by intention, consistency, and truth. People may talk from their own perspective, their own confusion, or their own curiosity, but none of that changes what you are building quietly. Growth does not announce itself loudly. It moves steadily, often unnoticed, until it becomes undeniable. You may notice that lately you have become more selective with your energy. Fewer reactions. Less explanation. more silence. This is not withdrawal. This is wisdom forming. God often teaches restraint before expansion. When you learn not to spill your inner world everywhere, it becomes protected without effort. This is also a season of emotional alignment. You are learning how to observe without absorbing, to listen without carrying, to acknowledge without attaching. These skills are not taught loudly. They are learned through stillness. And stillness is where clarity lives. If someone shares something about you, remember this: truth does not rush. Truth waits. It does not argue its place. It simply remains. What is false fades on its own. What is incomplete corrects itself over time. You do not need to chase explanations. God handles what does not require your involvement. Right now, the message is simple but deep: stay balanced. Balance is more powerful than control. Balance allows you to respond wisely instead of reacting emotionally. Balance keeps your heart soft and your mind clear at the same time. That is rare. And that is why this message reached you. There is also reassurance here. You are not being exposed, you are being understood. You are not losing control, you are releasing what never needed control. You are not being tested to fail, you are being refined to stand stronger. God is reminding you that your peace is not fragile. It is rooted. And what is rooted does not fall when the wind changes direction. You are allowed to trust this phase without needing all the answers immediately. Let things unfold naturally. Let conversations pass without gripping them tightly. Let truth walk ahead of you while you walk calmly behind it. Nothing meant for your growth will miss you. You are safe in awareness. You are steady in understanding. And you are supported, even when it feels quiet. That if you have reached this part, it is not because you were curious. It is because something inside you was searching for calm, not answers, not confirmation, but calm. God often brings people to the end of a message when they are finally ready to release what they were holding too tightly. This is not an ending filled with noise. This is an ending filled with understanding. You are being reminded that your life does not need defending. What is aligned does not ask for permission to exist. What is true does not panic when observed. And what is meant for you cannot be taken away by words, opinions, or temporary misunderstandings. When you stop reacting, life starts responding in gentler ways. There is a reason your energy feels different now. You are no longer trying to prove who you are. You are becoming comfortable knowing who you are. That shift alone changes everything. When your inner world becomes steady, the outer world adjusts automatically. God works quietly like that. No announcements. No pressure. Just alignment. You may notice that situations which once disturbed you no longer carry the same weight. That is not because they disappeared. It is because you changed your position. You stepped out of emotional noise and into clarity. Clarity does not argue. It observes. It chooses peace without apology. This message was never meant to create urgency in your heart. It was meant to slow you down just enough to see clearly. Sometimes the greatest protection is awareness. Sometimes the greatest blessing is restraint. And sometimes the greatest miracle is learning when not to speak, not to react, not to carry what does not belong to you. God wants you to move forward lighter than before. Not guarded. Not suspicious. Just aware and grounded. There is a quiet confidence forming in you, one that does not need validation. This confidence allows you to trust timing instead of forcing outcomes. And when you trust timing, life meets you halfway. As you step into the days ahead, remember this: your peace is productive. Calm does not mean delay. Calm means clarity. From clarity comes right action, not rushed action. What is meant to be revealed will be revealed without strain. What is meant to stay hidden will lose relevance on its own. This is where you stop replaying scenarios. This is where you stop carrying conversations in your head. This is where you choose rest over resistance. God does not need you exhausted to work in your life. He needs you present. You have already done the hardest part. You listened without fear. You stayed without rushing. You understood without reacting. That is growth. That is maturity. That is strength. And now, this message gently closes, not because guidance ends, but because you are ready to walk without constant reminders. You are not alone. You were never behind. You are exactly where clarity meets peace. If this message resonated with your heart, take a quiet moment and type, "I choose clarity," in the comments. And if you want more calm, spiritually grounded messages like this, subscribe and stay connected. Sometimes the right words arrive exactly when we need them.